Didn't you do a holiday one? Is that right?
Oh yes, we did plane night. Yes. So we obviously none of us have been on a plane. So one of us was the hostess. We all went as a character. So I went as the gap year student. We all had our passports with us and we printed out boarding passes. And then we got up like on our computer screens, like videos of like the plane windows. And then we had like the big boarding card. What is it called? Like the timetable. And then we ate on trays and we had like pasta and like a little cupcake. And then we were like, let's fly to Melbourne. And we were like, okay, great. And then we were like, let's have a beach party as soon as we get to Melbourne. And we ran away to get changed. And then someone said, guys, we haven't landed. So we had to run back. And then we did the whole landing spiel and then we clapped at the end. And then we went and got ready for the beach party.
This is some beautiful commitment.
Yes, so much.
The mental process that you guys went through in this, I'm so impressed with.
It's so funny looking back at it.
Unpopular opinion, I fucking love plain food.
What? Yeah,
I
that is
do
unpopular opinion.
too.
What?
I like
It's
it.
literally like disgusting.
I
I
am.
like it.
I'm horrified.
I honestly, that flavour of like vaguely apocalyptic microwaveness, I dig it. It is delicious. I look forward
It's
to it.
nice.
I remember like when I went on holiday for the first time with my friends, I didn't realise that it was like cool to hate plain food. So like everyone's like, I'm not gonna touch this. You know, I haven't eaten in so long. I'm not gonna touch this. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I just get them to get my portion for me as well.
I just can't imagine that you're sitting there in the plane and the food arrives and like all your other friends are like fucking Gordon Ramsay, just like, oh no, it's disgusting, it tastes grim, and then you're literally there like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever tasted. Oh my god. I should condense all my food in a tin and nuke it.
It's weird because it tastes. It's a very specific taste that you can only enjoy when you're 4,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah, it does taste different because of the air pressure, doesn't it? I feel like you can taste air.
Yeah.
I'm a bit horrified. I'm a bit awestruck.
But it also tastes like holiday or like the start of a holiday. Unless you're coming back and you have a meal, then it's just not the same.
Best plane,
Yeah.
if you ever want to go on a plane, is Air New Zealand.
Yes,
right?
I completely agree.
So good. You can literally order as many alcoholic drinks as you want and get like crisps. And I literally was ordering so much that literally by the end they were like, miss, we can't give you any more. You've had above the units. And I was like, oh, okay. I was having everything. I was having like gin, vodka. It was amazing. All game.
Yeah. I just don't like the idea. I think the thing that really I don't like about planes is it's just too fast to get to the place you want to be.
It's too fast. Slow down.
I'd rather have like a slow, dogged journey, like via train, to like get to a
So
place.
you'd rather like a scenic ferry, is basically what you're saying.
Oh no, but a scenic ferry, the only scene you see is the sea. I don't understand when people are like, "Oh, I can't wait to go on a ferry," because I can look at all the different types of water in all these different parts of the world. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you're sitting on this weird metal deck looking at old people, and then you look up and it's just the sea and the sky. Like, who
You've
cares?
had a very harrowing experience on ferries, clearly.
Yeah, obviously. Well, no, I've never been on them longer than an hour. You know, get to France and then start the dogged journey through the Europe. I love that. I love it. I love seeing
it is fun
places
driving through
and
Europe.
traveling. Yeah, just doing da-da-da-da-da-da. So, for any listeners who are just joining us, the wonderful voices you've just heard are those of the SIP presenters and our guest this week.
The name's Cheryl. I'm Cheryl Tweedy. No, it's Lou Smallbone. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Tell us about yourself, Lou. Go on. Just tell us. Fun fact.
Fun facts. I've lived in 12 houses since I've been alive.
One after
All in
the
the
other,
same
or like
city?
at the same time?
One after the other, actually.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing. What else?
And yes, because you're Wasn't it an army kid or whatever?
military
you keep
kid.
saying? That's it.
Are you? Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou was
So-
deployed on the front lines to make
Was.
terrorists go, oh, like
Yep. That's how we won the war.
The war.
one.
Yeah. What else about me? I'm a stupid idiot, and I like to just talk about my stupid life on Instagram, because why not make Instagram a funny platform? And I like medieval literature, obsessed with it. Love it.
Oh,
Wow.
very nice.
Oh, rude.
Yeah.
I do love a bit
You
of
know.
medieval literature. Medieval literature, I have to say, Middle English, maybe the funniest of the languages. When read
It
aloud,
sounds amazing.
just-
Oh,
it's brilliant.
Terrible written down, but when read aloud,
that sounds beautiful.
When the miller won his way to down the wood.
Exactly like that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
great. Lovely. I have
Um,
nothing else. Sorry, my life's very boring.
That's all right. But you do have experience of doing stand-up, don't you? That's one of the things you've also done in your life. That's a fun fact about you.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
you
I
have
forgot about
recently
that.
performed in our online stand-up event that we had the other week, and
Woohoo.
you were fantastic, darling.
You were
Oh,
hilarious.
stop it.
I
You were a
laughed.
vision. I did laugh. I laughed a lot.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
How
That is a
did you
good thing.
find the experience of doing stand-up for the first time over Zoom?
Yeah, no, it was actually fine. Like, because I actually did the stand-up routine to my housemates, so I kind of knew where I could try and pause. Waiting for the non-laughs that were over mute Zoom. But no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good fun. I've actually been working on that stand-up set for over a year now, because I was meant to do it
Oh, nice.
this time last year, and then
Oh
obviously
yeah.
things went a bit Pete Tong. I don't know whether you've heard of something called a pandemic. And yeah, so it was like nice to finally get that out into the world and actually just like show my stand-up somewhat skills, even though
Yeah. It was
Mm.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I completely
it's
get that sense of wanting to get it out. Like, I've had so many sets over the last year or so that I've written up, and then I've waited a bit, and then I've come back with a completely different vibe and been like, oh, I'll just write something else, or I'll write a different stand-up set. And with stand-up, every like complete set, you really need to perform it so that you know, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and then you can move on. And like, it's just bad to let things fester, I suppose, when it comes to stand-up comedy. Speaking of stand-up, speaking of funnies, speaking of the joke, one of the many elements of a stand-up set, Lou, do you have some terrible jokes that you can tell us? Not from your wonderful stand-up set, because your wonderful stand-up set was wonderful and very funny. But do you have some
Absolutely.
jokes that are just so bad that
So my bad joke, I actually made this when I was like 7 years old, because she started her
Nice.
career young, and it's Six
Oh.
Nations vibe. Is the rugby, is that going on now? Is that still happening? The rugby?
I
Six
believe
Nations?
so.
Oh,
the
lovely.
most
Okay, so
contact of all the sports?
lovely. Well, here we go. So an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman walk into a bar, and the bartender turns to the telly and sees that Italy and Wales are playing rugby, and he says to the three customers, "To who you supporting?" And they all said neither in their said accents, and the barman says, "Sorry, I didn't see the difference." It's got
I
all the
actually
Six
don't get it.
Nations in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh God, I don't want to have to explain it. The Englishman, the Irishman, and the Scotsman go in. They're obviously not going to support Wales or
Oh,
Italy.
it's okay.
So that because he didn't see the difference, because they're different nations. But
Yes.
Right. No. Okay. Right.
yeah.
That is
Should we-
that is an
that is
interesting
good.
one.
Should we rate that one?
I want to rate it. Shall we rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Do you want to go for first,
my gosh.
April?
Yeah.
Oh no, 5. 5 was the ranking, wasn't
It's
it?
5. 10 seems a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, Lou's doing a little like X Factor behind the scenes build up here.
Yeah,
She's like like Anton Decker coming up and going, "So Lou, how do you think that went? How do you think that joke went?" Simon Cowell sniffed and exploded.
Do you know what? I didn't get it. So I'm gonna go with. I can't remember. Was 5 like crap or was like 1 crap? Was five like?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Five
One
like
was crap,
it's
crap.
so bad it's good.
Five was like it's so
Always.
bad it's good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh
Crap,
no!
mate.
Look at Paul.
I'm just no, but that's not anything to do with you. I just don't know
It's fine,
who's
whatever. You just
who's in the
destroy a
Six Nations.
6-year-old's dream. It's fine.
6-year-old
Okay,
Lou's still
It's the
there.
start of my career, April.
Yeah, strong start. Can only go up, is all I'll say. I'm gonna go with 2. Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
2. Okay, lovely.
I would have to agree on the 2.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
think that for me, it felt less of a joke and more of an earnest attempt to incorporate all 6 nations of rugby into one sentence.
I take that.
I think that, you know what, it works as a sort of an equation, as an equation. Yeah, adding them all together to make one comment.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe the subversion, the joke, the funnies, maybe not there. But
Y'all,
you know what?
6-year-old Louise was too clever. She used the standard trope of an Englishman and a Scotsman and an Irishman walking into a bar, then subverts it and does wordplay. That's clever stuff for a 6-year-old.
Exactly, to be honest. I think that's the thing. I think it just goes over people's heads. Maybe,
okay.
you know, like the rugby ball does when scoring.
Definitely doesn't.
Oh, doesn't it? What's the one where you throw it over the bar?
You can kick it over.
You're a really big fan, Alfred. Is that the one where you
such a
throw
big
it
fan
over
of
the
rugby.
bar?
That H thing, the H
Yeah,
goal.
the big H. Yeah, so
Post.
helicopters get confused and try and land on the pitch.
I thought you meant try and land on the ball. I was like, what?
To be honest, though, what I remember about rugby the most from school is the duality of man between contact rugby and tag rugby. Now, I went to an all-boys school, and so all the people who could play rugby played contact rugby, and all the people who couldn't play rugby played tag rugby. And contact rugby was very... And then on the complete flip side, tag rugby was, no, get away from my tag. Don't grab my tag. So it was fun. The duality of rugby.
Alfred, do you have a bad joke for us?
You go for it. I'll find a one-liner that I wrote ages ago.
Right. So, okay, I didn't make it up or anything. And it's probably that like quite. Oh, I can never remember it. It's like I always do this. My setups for these bloody things are so atrocious. Oh, I got it. I remembered. I bought a new pair of cargo trousers, but I couldn't find them.
But you mean, I feel like you need to specify that with like camouflage trousers. I don't know.
Khaki
Oh, is that what I
trousers rather
meant?
than cargo.
Yeah,
Because
cargo trousers. Cargo trousers is like used for carrying cargo.
Oh, Jesus. That's like me saying I bought a new jumper, but I couldn't find it.
And that's the joke. God. To be honest, if someone like Paul Foot did that, I would probably think it was fucking hilarious. Like if Paul Foot walked on and was just like, "So I bought a new jumper recently, but I can't find it, so I'm not wearing it," and then he ended it like that, you'd be like, "Paul."
I mean, great, yeah, that's. I guess. Do you know what? It was all intentional. But yeah, so actually, do you know what? I'm going to rate myself. That was shit. That was 0. doesn't even warrant anything.
I think that it was like, the thing was, we did get a lot of laugh from analysing afterwards the mistake. So I know that might seem a bit of a cheat, but I think I'm going to give it bonus points for the fact that like we all
really
went, no. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like when an older relative makes a mistake and we all have a laugh about it. I'd give it like 2, 3 maybe. Yeah, 3.
You said the joke wrong. You can't put it above my joke.
That's why I like it. Because we all had a laugh.
Absolutely not. I'm giving it a 1, April. Even though I don't know whether I'm allowed to vote. You got it wrong.
Oh, well, maybe I'll incorporate it, and then you'll be like, "Damn, wish I didn't give her a 1 for her joke."
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Lou. A classic one, an absolutely classic joke is always, "I can't believe that Colin keeps leaving his dictionary in every fucking hotel room I end up in."
That's a good one.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
The Collins
Yeah, well,
Dictionary.
maybe another easier one is, which is on exactly the same level, but is why does Gideon keep leaving his Bible in every hotel
Bible.
room I end up in?
Yeah, that's better. Who the hell
Yeah.
is Colin? That's what I want to
Collins
know.
Dictionary.
Collins Dictionary.
Doesn't ring any bells.
I couldn't say. Why does Oxford English keep leaving his dictionary everywhere?
Well, that's the only bloody one I know. I thought you were doing like a setup for a Colin the Caterpillar joke.
What? No, only vegetarians know what Colin the Caterpillars are, April. Everyone else is like, what? No, we eat real sweets.
Yeah. I actually meant the cake, but
I love
whatever.
What would you give those terrible jokes then? Go on, rank them with the 5 stars.
Well, I didn't get it again. I think I have a literal problem here. I don't understand. 0.
Lovely. Okay, thanks.
I'm being really savage. Actually, no, I'm going to give it a 2 because it was well thought out, but your audience member is an idiot. So that can't be.
Okie dokie. I'll remember that when I'm doing stand-up next. When I get no laughs, I think it'll work really well if I just say you're all idiots.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Then they'll realise and then they'll laugh, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like when your mum, if like something like you've been left out of something, your parents would automatically just be like, "Yeah, but darling, they're jealous. They're jealous of you. They're jealous."
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, you're just so capable and wonderful that it's fine.
My mum sent me one of the best one-liners from the Edinburgh Fringe because I asked her like what are good one-liner jokes, and she sent me the best one from a Tim Vine joke, and I didn't get that either. I literally said to her, I was like, I don't even understand. The joke is, I just came back from a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. Tell you what, never again.
Well, yes.
I get
Why
it.
do you go? Don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's once in a lifetime.
So you can't go again.
So you wouldn't go again.
It's not funny.
What? No. Okay. Maybe you just get one-liners.
I've just thought of another one-liner. April, see if you get this one. Okay. So, Hi, my name's Lou, short for Lucifer, the devil. Lucifer's the devil.
Wait, you thought that one was funnier than Once in a Lifetime?
Because I got it.
What? But where's the review? What?
I got that. Wait, once in a lifetime, never again. Yeah, I mean it's fine.
It's not cracker-lacking funny.
I guess one-liners aren't supposed to be, are they?
Most of them are. I always think because one-liners you can't really have a setup. You can't have it's always got to be laughs and laughs and laughs.
Oh, God.
Is it? I always find when one-liners, it's just like a groan.
Well, some I think are very clever, to be honest. Oh no, there was one-liner that I heard recently. It was Milton Jones, and it was actually really. Oh, this one I really like, but okay, I bet April will not understand it at all. Did you know that when you look up on Google missing medieval servant boy, it comes up with page not found?
That's funny. That is good. I like that.
Which I like a lot.
Lou,
so would you please do us the lovely honour of telling us your most embarrassing anecdote?
Yeah, lovely. So family members, mum, dad, Lissy, my sister, just turn off now. So basically, we spoke about this earlier that I went to Fiji, and I ended up getting a really bad carpet burn. And they said to us, if you have any form of injury, cover it and clean it. Okay, so what did I do? Covered it and cleaned it. And then literally within 12 hours, I took it off because I could see this like green substance on the like plaster. Took it off, completely infected. And this massive carpet burn all on my arm was just completely pussy, and it was just disgusting. Anyway, a week went by. I didn't get any medication because the people didn't want to take me to hospital because apparently it costed. I ended up hallucinating and was like vomiting and diarrhea. It was awful. And I was like, I have to go to the hospital.
Oh,
so
no.
I ended up having to go to this hospital, and they gave me like so many pills and so many antibiotics that were like really strong stuff, right? And so I was taking like 20 pills a day, and like, 10 of which were like these antibiotics. I was having to like get up in the middle of the night to get them. And then I came back to the UK, and then I was going straight onto Edinburgh Fringe. And for the Edinburgh Fringe, we were having to wear quite tight clothing. And I was in a rehearsal, like last minute rehearsal, and I started to think, it's a bit uncomfortable, a bit itchy down there. And I was thinking, oh no, it's just me. It's just something to do with the clothing. And then it was like, oh God, no, it's actually burning. Like, what the heck is going on? So I ended up messaging my friend whose parent is an OBGYN. And I was like, listen, what is going on down there? And she's like, mate, you've got a bad thrush down there. And I was like, oh no. And we were supposed to be going on an overnight coach, right? In about 2 hours. And the pharmacy was going to close in half an hour. So I waddled all the way down from the top of Teignmouth Road to go get some cream. And they told us at the Edinburgh Fringe to pack light. So boy, I packed light. I packed so light that on the last day, I ran out of pants. And I was like, I'm just going to have to go commando. I'm just going to have to do it. But then going commando when you have thrush wearing tight clothing is probably the worst idea ever. And I had to do a 2-hour stint on the Royal Mile. And I was like, this is so painful. And it was just awful. So again, I had half an hour before the show started, before I was meant to start. And I waddled my way down to Princess Street, went into H&M to grab a pair of big pants, because I was like, I just need big pants. And then I went on half an hour later in these big pants, not just the big pants, but yeah. And then that was my story. I had thrush from Fiji.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
grand.
Combination of things that you just don't want at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I just think the
awful.
funny thing is that you went to Fiji and the injury you got was carpet burn.
Carpet burn.
That is quite random.
Like, I know that it extended something horrendous, but it's not as if like you fell off a cliff or something. The carpets in Fiji are dangerous.
Well, they are clearly. These kids were like playing with me, and then they like decided to, it'd be really funny, push me down on the carpet and drag me along. And then I was like, oh, let's stop now, because that was a painful carpet burn. Ended up being the worst. Oh, yeah. Look, I've still got, you can still see, you see that little spot on there on my arm. That's still the injury.
Wow.
Anyway, It was really embarrassing.
Wow. Well, now that we've heard some dodgy jokes and some equally hilarious, terrible jokes, let us move on to the great achievement to which many stand-ups all aspire, and that is to have one's own stand-up tour, to achieve such recognition that one can travel up and down the country, not left or right. That's illegal. If you start in Swansea, you can't then go to, I don't know, Northumbria. I can't remember what's in that big hump in the other side of Britain.
I don't know. Nothing.
Sheep and some Conservative voters. So now we move on to the stand-up tour section. And as you might have listened, if you've listened last week, this is the dream stand-up tour. There
dream
is no
stand-up
holds
tour.
barred.
Yes.
It is completely fantastical. No, connection to reality whatsoever. Just go for it. Have some fun.
Yeah. So let's get straight into it. I will ask the first question. The first question is, where is it? Where sorry, I just had written where in capital letters, and that was it.
Right,
where would you begin your stand-up tour, and where would you end it?
Right, well, 100% I would have to start in, basically, we've got this near where I live. It's this old rundown theatre where they do tribute acts. And there's always Elvis or the Beatles or Little Mix or something, but they'll advertise it as if, those people are actually there. So I thought, why not put Louise Smallbone in the mix and start there? Start big.
Wow.
Go big or go home, I think.
Are you worrying that
Yeah.
after so much of this like a boy who cried wolf mentality, they might not think it's you? They might go, no, there's no way they got loose Smallbone. I was tricked last time with Elvis.
Well, I mean, maybe, but also wouldn't it be such a surprise when it's like, no, but it really is her.
Wow. You could warm someone's heart who was previously
Yeah,
befuddled and
definitely.
disappointed.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny
think,
actually.
yeah.
You and Alex both stayed quite close to home at the start.
I think you
Like
have
that's
to,
quite a
though.
common
I
theme.
think, you know,
Really?
do.
I think you have to, because it means something to you, you know? It's
Mhm.
important.
I mean, I was thinking about me though. I just would be like do it like practically, you know?
I just think you've got all of that to come. Start off at home, gauge what's gone well with the audiences,
Yeah.
go home,
Mm.
have a little rethink, and then move on. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the ending, if you're telling me where my ending location is, then that's fantastical. That's like, whoa.
Where would you end it? Where would
Yeah,
you
where
end
would
your
you end
show?
it?
I wouldn't say it's technically a comedy scene, but I'd like to do the Grand Old Opry in Nashville. Because I think,
Oh, nice.
hear me out, big stage,
Wow.
big lights, massive thing, right? Okay, Luke Bryan's been there, Katy Perry, Dolly Parton, Elvis. People have been there. Elvis again.
Wow.
People have been there.
He's been fucking everywhere.
Oh, maybe I'm just following him around.
Yeah.
But
And this was the real Dolly Parton, not
the real people, the real deal this
Yeah,
time.
the
So I've
real
gone from
people.
tribute
Okay, yeah.
acts to the real deal.
That's a good progression. I like
There
it.
we go. Thought about it.
Hey.
But I think the reason I'd want to go there mostly is not because I think it would do very well, but because I'd like to see the faces of Nashville residents trying to grapple with dry, sarcastic British humour. Because I
They
think that
wouldn't
would
get
just
it.
be funny. Because no, exactly. And this is the thing, I've met an American before. I mean, wow, well done. I'm so cultured.
This does sound it, doesn't it? I've met an American before. They're very rare. It was nesting up a tree.
Oh wow, I sound so cultured right now. So yeah, I met this American person, and basically it was this like event, and the event picture was them running with a flag behind them and running afterwards, and they had the flag with them. And as a joke, I went up to the person with the flag and I was like, can I run, because it was set in a church, it was a Christian event, right? And I said, can I run down the aisle of this massive church, right? It's a big church in Birmingham, and like I do it slow motion and you put chariots of fire to it, and then I become the new poster. Obviously, completely stupid thing to say, and I wasn't being serious, but she said yes. And so I did it. I ran down the church aisle in this massive Christian church with this big flag, running to chariots of fire, and because they thought that I was being serious.
I love the idea of starting in a place where all of these tribute acts have turned up, and then ending in this amazing opera house. It'd almost be grand to arrange a tribute act to start your set in the first place, so everyone comes in and goes, "Oh fuck, we've been absolutely tricked again," and then you can come on and I don't know, suplex them and get on with the rest of the.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a very good idea.
You have on the person you have on as your warm up just comes in dressed up as you and then begins.
Wow, yes. Tribute act of me, and then you get the real deal. Wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Exactly.
I had a few other ideas for warm-up acts, but I like that.
You know, because we've just mentioned it, because we've mentioned your possible warm-up act.
Yeah.
Let's ask you, who would you have as your warm-up act? You can pick anyone from all of stand-up history.
Mm-hmm. Right, well, the thing is, with a warm-up act, you want them to be engaging, but you don't want them to outshine you. And
yes,
my utter legend and my main inspiration for stand-up has to be Robin Williams. I just think he's incredible. But he would obviously outshine me, so he would have to be the cool down act. And so
you'd have to make sure you'd have to like set him on a marathon beforehand, so that he's like super tired when he gets to the show. He's not just like bouncing off.
Yeah. But then I thought, I want someone who would engage the audience, who's going to set me up to like really well, who's respectful, who is not going to outshine me. And my mind immediately went to Monty Don, the gardener. I won't lie.
Who?
I just thought the way he talks about gardening is just beautiful. His dog, beautiful. And I just think it would be the perfect warm-up act.
That's brilliant. So not even a stand-up, just
Monty Don.
Just the BBC, just the name, just like, and now we've got a shrubbery, sorting out your shrubbery.
Yes.
Wow.
I think
that's brilliant.
It's informative. It's interesting. Yeah, I think Monty Don would do not
Alan Titchmarsh, the OG.
No, it would have to be Monty Don, because Monty Don has
a funny name.
But also his dog is lovely. But also, in my house at uni, we speak about Monty Don quite a lot because one of the girls loves him, and I just think it'd be a tribute to her, an honour to her. I'd love to honour my friendship and honour Monty Don.
This is building up to be like a proper Andy Kaufman style, like stand-up routine. Like, come on and beat some drums and look confused, and comes a gardener.
I just like confusing people, or I like putting things up with no context, like Instagram stories. I like putting up Instagram stories, no context. The other day, I had a revelation. I was listening to Bridge of Khazad-dûm, which is the Howard Shore thing from music from the Lord of the Rings, and Tolkien's language. There's one point where they say, "Who has salami? Who has salami?" That's what it sounds like. Who has salami? So I thought, I'm just going to put up an Instagram post, and then I put it up and I turned to my sister and I said, "Now let's watch the children play." And genuinely, within 30 minutes, I had messages being like, "What do you mean? What does a salami? What is it?" And I find that hilarious. I love befuddling communities. Communities just in general.
That's great. That sounds like a manifesto promise for the Monster Raving Loony Party.
Yes.
We will befuddle communities across the country, up and down.
Yeah, befuddling.
That'd be grand. You could be the minister for befuddlement. Just come into Prime Minister's question times and just be like, and then run off, and then they'll be like, oh.
And then be like, there needs to be a 99p, and then walk away. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A 99p note, and a £7 coin, which shall be 500 meters wide. What would Monty Don talk about? What do you think he would do?
It would have to be weeding.
Do you want him to speak about something particular? Oh,
weeding. True. It would have to be. Oh, everyone, no matter where you are in the world, you're affected by weeding, and everyone needs to know. And I think Monty Don could do a great. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. Can you hear that? I think it would be a great opportunity to talk about how to weed a garden, how to weed your life, how to weed out the jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
very
weeding out
clever.
the best bit from the chaff, and then on you come, having weeded out the best bits from the chaff.
So, Lou, what would the theme of your Dream Stand-Up tour be?
Oh, I've got it. C-lister celebrities. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
I think
nice.
I don't know what it is about celebrities who think they're celebrities but aren't really celebrities. It's just I love them. I don't know what it is. I find it so funny. Like when Talisa comes on with X Factor and does the whole arm thing because she thinks that I don't know what she thinks she's doing, but I just love that. I think that's so good because no one remembers them. Things like Raven. I love Raven. The guy, I think he took his job so seriously, and I love that. So yeah, 100%. It would have to be about C-lister celebrities because it brings back memories, but also it's just poking fun at celebrity culture. What is celebrity culture?
C-lister celebrities on, although that they probably wouldn't agree to that.
Yeah, you could get Raven on.
Yeah.
Hacker the dog has made a comeback. Like I follow Netflix UK on Instagram, and Hacker the dog is always making comments on it, and it's very weird because I'm like, Hacker the dog.
Yeah, Hacker the dog comments on so many different celebrities for some reason.
It's so odd. But I met the guy who came up with Hacker the dog as well.
Yeah,
and I've met Poe on Teletubbies. See, this is my life. I've met.
Wow. How did you know you'd met Poe though? Surely they had to tell you because you wouldn't be able to identify them.
Yeah, no, you did tell me. I on a safari in South Africa, and he said that he was an actor, and I belittled him stupidly, thinking that he would have done Amdram, and then he was like, "Oh no, I was a stunt double for the two what are they called, the two Ronnies, and
Oh, right.
a stunt double,
I
not
thought
a
you were
stunt."
saying stunt double for the Teletubbies. Like all the crazy stunts that the Teletubbies.
Yeah, there's
do.
just Poe's stunt double.
Like when,
And then-
like when Poe,
Lucrative work there.
like when the Hoover comes and starts, it's like Rampage, and like Poe like is getting
And
sucked
Tubby
by the.
Toast flies
He's
out,
like, right,
you
okay.
stunt double.
Swap out for the stunt double because the Tubby Toast is going to cause some injuries.
Yeah.
Tubby Toast just
Well, you
sounds
never
like
know.
Tubby Toast just sounds like a sandwich, but you just got like custard in it or something. That's what I call Tubby Toast. I don't know.
Didn't they have the faces on it? I don't know. I can't remember.
Did it?
But anyway, and then he said that he was Poe, and I was like, my God, I'm literally looking at Kudu with royalty. So
Wow.
That's so random. He could
That's
have been
right.
lying
I know,
though. There isn't
so-
actually any way to prove it.
Well, let's be honest, if
No,
you're going to
he
lie, that
was.
was a bit shit. You wouldn't
Why
really
would he
like. No
lie?
offense to him, but you wouldn't lie about being Poe in Teletubbies.
He
Although,
was
to be
like
honest, you could-
65. Why would he lie? What would
So
he
true.
gain?
That's so true. It would be such a
Oh,
specific
It's weird to
lie
think that he
as
was
well.
like super old as Poe, like just like an old man in
Yeah.
the Poe costume, just like I've
I
given
mean, it
all,
was
I've given
on
my
like 20
all.
years ago, so he would have been at least 45.
I will ask the final question, because we've got through this. We've found out about all the wonderful elements that are going to be in your stand-up show. The fact that you're going to talk about C-list celebrities. Once we've done all that, once all that come together, the thing that's got to make it stand out is, of course, the title. What is the title of Lou Smallbone's dream stand-up tour?
Yeah, so I've been noticing recently that there's this massive trend amongst comedians to make titles of their autobiographies and stand-up sets as like this is my life, well, almost, or this is what I think, kind of, possibly. I don't know why they do it. They kind of mitigate themselves in the title. So I'm thinking I'm going to go along those same lines, because although I find it really annoying that everyone is doing it, I thought let's hop on that bandwagon.
Trend, yeah.
So it would be something like Louise discusses celebrities, kind of, almost, maybe, possibly.
That's incredibly catchy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. It sounds like an essay.
Yeah, Louise discusses
Yes.
an analysis of C-list celebrities in
Listen, I don't know
regards
who
to
wouldn't-
celebrity recognition theory or something.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to come along to this stand-up talk, because I'm budgeting for it already. I really am.
That's brilliant.
What's the budget at the moment?
A solid £30 and 40p.
I can't wait to go and see. I think we can both actually. You know what? I think we can both agree, April, that as soon as all these restrictions are lifted, we can't wait to get tickets for Louise discusses celebrities, almost kind of.
yeah.
Maybe. I think that's going to be brilliant.
It's first on my list.
Yeah. Top of mind.
Oh, stop it. Guys, come on.
And on that wonderful bombshell, it's almost time to wrap up this episode of SIP.
Thank you so much, Lou, for coming on and being our wonderful guest today. We've had some lovely chats. Thank you for your joke, despite it being quite poor. But it was in.
But you know what? We asked for a poor joke, so
You
we
did ask for a
can't.
poor joke.
I gave it to you.
I'm sorry, we can't act as if we've tricked her.
I
April, you
fit the
can't-
parameters.
You can't say as if we'd messaged her and go, think of a really bad joke, and then we introduce it as going, this is what Lou thinks is her best joke, by the way. And we're just really vile and mean, because we're mean and callous like that. Not quite as callous as the carpet burn that Lou received in her story. So many calluses. That's a different type of received injury, but it's the only way I could go to wrap up the story. By referring to the beginning.
Bit of a stretch, but yeah.
Bit of a stretch. But on that wonderful bombshell and on that messy tying up of this wonderful episode of SIP, it's goodbye from me, Alfred.
It's goodbye from me, April.
And it's goodbye from me, Cheryl Tweedy.